JHS 2 students. We thank God for another week and the continuation of our topic, area and volume. So as you can see today we are looking at the area of a circle and the volume of a cuboid. So these are the two things we are focusing on today. Now, I had to add volume of a cuboid because you know we've treated area of a circle so many times. And it's not much different from what we already know. So, you know the formulas already, right? Area of a circle is what? Pi r squared. Area of a circle is pi r squared. And the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. 2 pi r. Then we all know that pi is equal to 22/7, which is the same as 3 whole number 1/7, and it's also the same as 3.142. You know that you have to pay attention to the question and the value of the pi they ask you to use. Because if the question specifically tells you to use 3.142, you have to use that. You don't assume that the teacher knows that pi is 22/7, so you are going to choose the pi you want. You will use the pi that has been given to you in the question. Okay, now let's just add this. You also remember that if it is a semicircle, that is half of a semicircle. So it's half this formula, so half pi r squared. And if it is a circumference of a semicircle is the same as what? Half times 2 pi r. 2 eliminates its 2 here, then you're left with what? Pi r. So if it is a semicircle, the formula is pi r. If it is a semicircle and we are finding the circumference, it is half 2 pi r, which is the same as pi r. Or if it is half of the area of a semicircle, it is half pi r squared. And you also remember that 2 times r is what? Diameter. So circumference of a circle can also be given as what? Pi d. I hope you remember this, because 2 times radius is diameter. So the circumference can be also given as what? Pi d. Okay, so I didn't write the questions because we have a few questions here. If I'm supposed to write it, it will take the whole space on the board. So please get your pen and your paper and write the questions as I read it out. Okay, now listen to the question. There are 2 circles. Okay, if you are writing 2 circles of radii, 3 centimeters and 4 centimeters. So that means they are talking about 2 circles here. Each of them's radii. Okay, so each of them's radius. So 1 is radius. So radius of this circle, first circle, is 3 centimeters, and the radius of this second circle is what? 4 centimeters. So this is circle 1 and this is circle 2. Now, they are saying that 2 circles of radii, 3 centimeters, have the same total area. So their total area is the same as what? The third circle. So this is the third circle. What is the radius of the third circle? So I'm reading it out again so you write it, because I'm going to give you an assignment and this same question will be repeated in it. So please pay attention to how it is solved. So 2 circles of radii, 3 centimeters and 4 centimeters, have the same total area as the third circle. What is the radius of the third circle? So this is the third circle, but we don't know the radius here. But they are telling us that this area, so pi r squared, because we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared, right? So the area is pi r squared. The area for this one is also pi r squared. Same as the formula for finding the area of this one is also what? Pi r squared. Now they said the total of these areas. Do we know the value of the area? We don't know, but we can work with this formula. So they said the value of this, so this plus this area plus this area is equal to this area. Do you understand the question? So they said the total of the areas of the two circles sums up to the area of the third circle. So this area plus this area should give us the area of this circle. So let's get our formula. So the first circle is what? So the total, which is pi r squared, is equal to, let me write this and I will explain what it is to you. So this is the area of the first circle, which I've drawn there. And this is the area, formula for finding the area of the second circle, which I've drawn there. And this is the formula for finding the area of the third circle. So this is what I've gotten from it. So this one, area of the first circle plus area of the second circle, will give me the total area of the third circle. Don't we know the radius for this first circle? We do, right? So the first circle, the radius is what? 3. So we can do substitution. So pi, you put your 3 inside here, and your squared. What is the radius for the fourth one? We know that, right? Which is 4 squared. Then this one gives us what? Pi r squared. I hope you are following and it is easy. Now, when we get here, we can cancel out the pi. We can cancel out the pi. So what we do here, we have to do here. So pi here, pi here, pi here. So this cancels this one, this cancels this one, this cancels this one. You know, you cannot just work with the left hand side and leave the right hand side. Whatever you do here, you must do here. So now what am I left with? R squared is equal to what? So you know this one cancels this one. So we are left with R squared is equal to 3 to the power 2 is what? 9. Plus 4 to the power 2 is what? 16. Right? So we have r squared is equal to what? This one is giving us a 25. You already remember this, right? We have to eliminate this square. So this r, don't forget, this r is the radius for the third circle. So that is what we are finding. So we have to eliminate it by finding the square root. So this one cancels this one. And we have square root of 25, which is what? 5 centimeters. So this is how we solve the question. So that means the radius of the third circle is 5 centimeters. So the camera will go around so that you can view it very well, because you have a question under it. Okay. Okay, now the second question, quickly. Find the radius of the circle, so write it down. Find the radius of the circle whose area is 64 pi centimeters squared. Find the radius of a circle whose area is 64 pi centimeters squared. This is so easy. 64 pi centimeters squared. Find the area. Find the what? Find the radius of the circle whose area is what? 64 pi centimeters squared. Now what is the formula for finding the area of a circle? It's what? Pi r squared. Now the area is equal to what? 64 pi centimeters squared. Now, do you realize that what we did here is the same thing we are going to do down here? We are going to cancel out the pi, because we need the radius to stand on its own. So cancel out pi, pi. So pi cancels pi, pi cancels pi, and we are left with what? R squared is equal to what? 64. You know what to do here, right? Square root, R is equal to what? 8 centimeters. It is so easy. Okay, we are moving on. So I hope you are copying it down. The third question is the drawing. Alright, so you're supposed to find what? The area of the shape on the board, and you are being asked to take pi to be 22/7. Pi to be 22/7. Okay, quickly, you remember this, right? So this is what I normally call the protruded bend. So, but before that, there are two shapes on the board, shape 1 and shape 2, right? Let's identify which shape this one. This is a rectangle and this is a semicircle. Don't tell me this is a full circle. It is half of a circle, so it is a semicircle. Okay, so we are supposed to, because this one is protruded, his stomach is outside, so we add the area to the rectangle. So you find the area of this semicircle, then you add it to the area of the rectangle. If the stomach had gone in, for example, if it had been like this, then you know what we do, we deduct. So we find the area of this semicircle and we subtract it from the area of the rectangle. But when the belly is protruded or the circle is protruded, then you find the area of this one, then you add it to the area of the rectangle. Okay, now area of the rectangle is what? You know the formula, right? Area is equal to what? Length times breadth. So you have what? 11 times 16, which is given as 176, what is it? Meters. Please don't go and write centimeters when the question gives you meters. So that is it. We find the area of the rectangle. Now, we come to the area of what? Semicircle. Because of time, that's why I'm not writing it, but you have to write area of rectangle, area of semicircle. You have to write it so the teacher knows you know what you are doing. Okay, now what's the formula for finding the area of a semicircle? Because it is a semicircle, so it's going to be what? Half of the formula for finding the area of a circle. What's the formula for finding the area of a circle? Pi r squared. And because it's a semicircle, it's going to be half. So half pi r squared. Please don't forget, if you don't bring your half, your whole working is wrong. Okay, now we have our half, we have our pi, which is 22/7. We have our radius. We are going to find our radius. Now look here, from here to here, you know all this length is 16 meters, but from here to here is 1, and from here to here is 1. So you already know, we've done this a lot of times. So you are going to take this 1, so 1 plus 1 is what? 2. Then 2 minus 16 is going to give us what? 14 meters. Because we want the length from here to here. So we have to deduct this one from 16 and deduct this one from 16. So this 1 minus this 16 will give us 15. Then you come here, 15 minus 1 will give us what? 14. So that means from here to here is what? 14 meters. Is that the diameter of the semicircle? No. Don't be confused. Just because it's half doesn't make it the diameter. Doesn't make it the radius. It is the diameter of the semicircle. So you have to find the radius. So the radius of the semicircle will start from here to the middle of the semicircle. I hope you understand. So from here to here is 14. The radius is from here to the middle of the circle, which we assume is here, or which is here. So from, you know how to find the radius. It's what? Diameter over 2. D over 2. So this one is here is 7. So the radius of our semicircle is what? 7 centimeters. So we put it here 7 squared or 7 times 7. This cancels this one. 7 cancels this one. 2 cancels, goes into itself, 1 goes into here 11. That means our area is 77 meters squared. If you don't bring your meters squared, you are wrong. Okay, have we finished with the question? No. So you come down and write total area is what? 176, which is the area of the rectangle, plus 77 meters squared. Then our final answer is 253 meters squared. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so I'll end here for today. This is where we are going to end. I will deal with volume of cuboid tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow.